I don't know which was going to be top. Which is going to be top? Which is going to be the top 5? Holy shit, this band's so good. Oh, you've joined me. Welcome to the most difficult album ranking I've ever had to do on this channel. The Anaal Nathrakh album ranking. Can we roll the intro, please? Ah yes, it's time for another album ranking. Today we are ranking the amazing Anaal Nathrakh. This band is chaotic, it's frantic, but if you give some time for Anaal Nathrakh to pleasure your ears with their music, you're gonna fucking well love them, because I hear a lot of people that they don't like their sound just because it's so frantic and chaotic. I tell you what, you have to spend time with them. You gotta spend time with them, and one song will click to you, and once that song clicks to you, you will be addicted as anything. Anaal Nathrakh have become one of my favorite bands of all time. They are up there with Dream Theater. I still ask myself, how can a band be so heavy, be so frantic and chaotic as fuck, yet be so damn melodic and catchy as anything? And that's Anaal Nathrakh. They are addictive. I have to listen to them every day. I have to get my Anaal fix every single day. So once you hear Anaal Nathrakh, there's no going back. They are addictive. They are like a drug. So we got 11 albums to rank, including the new album Endarkenment. So let's get on with the ranking. Coming at number 11 is A New Kind of Horror. I love this album, really do, although I feel this is their weakest album. The reason why I feel this is the weakest album is because the songwriting. The songwriting isn't as great as the other albums. I really enjoyed a song Obscene as Cancer, which is actually my first Anaal Nathrakh song I ever heard. And then you got an amazing simple song by Anaal Nathrakh called Forward. Forward! And that machine gun riff is absolutely fantastic. New Bethlehem, Dave incorporates amazing vocals. He uses those King Diamond style vocals on this song. But damn, this is a whole different level by Dave, especially as he incorporated those incredible vocals in New Bethlehem. Vicoactus is another fantastic song. Mother of Satan, 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 Satan. But damn, it's so damn catchy. The Horrid Strife, so damn good. And to end off the album is Are We Fit for Glory? I love the riffs on this song. It's not as melodic as the other albums that I'm going to mention, but damn, it's still a hard-hitting, punchy Anaal Nathrakh album. A lot of people would have this a little bit higher, but in my opinion, it's their weakest album. So coming up next is their sophomore album, Domine Non Es Dignus. This album, again, is a magnificent album. It is a masterpiece by Anaal Nathrakh, and the reason why it's this low is because the overall production. I feel the production of the latest albums are a lot better than this. Now, the reason why A New Kind of Horror is lower than Domine Non Es Dignus is because of the songwriting. The songwriting on this is absolutely fucking marvelous. It starts off with a really interesting intro of basically someone vomiting blood. Really eerie and atmospheric and weird to kick off the album, but then leads on to Oblivion Gene. The fucking riff on Oblivion Gene is absolutely magnificent, and the chaotic moments by Dave as well. And Do Not Speak is one of the melodic Anaal Nathrakh songs you could possibly hear. I absolutely love that chorus and the chord progression, and not to mention he also uses some really high falsettos throughout Do Not Speak. And then you got Procreation of the Wretched, which is another great song. Some amazing vocal dynamics by Dave as well. He screams, his harsh vocals are incredible, and his cleans are as good as well. And I just overall love this album. So Domine Non Es Dignus goes here. So coming up next is Eshkaton. Listen, I love this album, I really do, but I feel that, again, the production just lacks on this album. You got Between Shit and Piss We Are Born, one of the best Anaal Nathrakh songs. That chorus is so damn catchy. It's very sing-alongable. This is definitely one of the most sing-alongable albums. The riffs on this album, like the Destroying Angel has amazing riffs. The Yellow King, the melody on that, and the solos. What is really interesting is how the album ends. Regression to the Mean. Regression? One of the most weirdest Anaal Nathrakh songs, but I just absolutely love this album. But again, the production lacks on this album, but seriously, it's a fantastic album. It's chaotic, it's frantic as anything, but yet it's also catchy and it's melodic. So next up is Passion, a very experimental album by Anaal Nathrakh, an amazing album. You got the longest song by Anaal Nathrakh, Drug Fucking Abomination, which is an amazing song. Even the first song, which has a very catchy chorus. Paragon Pride, the riffs on that. Told Hewitt, You Are Bell, another incredible song. The vocal performance on that, the screams on that are just absolutely incredible. I believe there are a lot of artists working with Anaal Nathrakh on this album, so they really made it quite experimental. It's very different. It's a very different album to their previous album, which was In the Constellation of the Black Widow. But then this is another pretty tight and cohesive album by this band. Every single song is amazing. The riffs are really good. Love the chord progression throughout some of these songs. Another incredible album. This is becoming quite torturous for me now. But coming up next is The Whole of the Law. Yeah, a lot of people would have this a little bit higher. It sits right here. Although I feel this is a very tight and cohesive album, it's very chaotic as well. I prefer other albums than The Whole of the Law. And that's just my reason. It's just my reason, because the production is absolutely fantastic. Depravity Favors Bold. Oh, how good is that? The choir in that song, the chaotic moments, franticness. We will fucking kill you. So damn catchy. We will fucking kill you. The screams on that song. You get Extravaganza. Again, Dave incorporates that King Diamond-like style vocals in Extravaganza. And On Being Slave. And Of Horror in the Black Shores, where you get a beautiful guitar solo. So damn good to end off the album. But yeah, I absolutely adore this album. I can't really fault it. It's like a 10 out of 10. That's how good this band is. But yeah, it sits here just because I prefer other albums. Okay, so next up is Endarkenment, their latest album. This album is catchy as anything. This is the most melodic, catchiest album by this band. It's absolutely incredible. It's a 10 out of 10. It's a masterpiece. There are just so many moments on this album. The riffages, the catchiness, Endarkenment, the catchy chorus. Then you got Libidinous, an incredible chorus as well. The riffs, the screams by Dave as well. You got some really nice King Diamond style vocals, high falsetto. Beyond Words is very chaotic. You got Feeding the Death Machine, bum, 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 and that chorus. And then you got Create Art Though the World May Perish, which channels their inner Iron Maiden. I just love how different this album is. Basically what Anaal Nathrakh have done, they've amalgamated all their sounds into this album. All their sounds from their past albums onto this album. And this is why it's one of their best. In my opinion, Recream is one of the best outros for a Anaal Nathrakh album. Just the way it ends, the solos. There are more solos on this album. This might be a little bit controversial, and this was my weakest album when I first heard it, but this motherfucker of an album has just grown on me so much. It really has. It's Desideratum. Yeah, what can I say? Like, a lot of people shit on the production. I can understand their point of view about the production, but I just love how mechanical this album feels. It's something very different by this band. There's just so many amazing songs. There's so much catchiness moments as well. Unleash is amazing. You got Monstrum in Amino, Desideratum, the title track, Idol, Bathe in the Joy Stream, 29,000 children today. And you got the Joy Stream as well, Rage and Red, Itamori. So damn fucking good. This is more of, you could say, a deathcore album maybe. It's got that sort of deathcore production, since Mick Kenny was also producer as well for Carnifex and Motionless in White, and also Bleeding Through. He definitely rubbed the production with Anaal Nathrakh on this album, and you can tell that the production is incredibly mechanical on this album, but damn, I fucking love it. I didn't care about the production. The drums may sound a little bit robotic, but holy shit, some amazing songs on this album. I love the riffs. I love how chaotic this album is as well. Yeah, it's so damn good. It's such a good album. I just feel like it's slightly better than Endarkenment. Okay, next up is Hell is Empty and All the Devils Are Here. Another fantastic fucking album. The riffs on this album are absolutely fantastic. Black and Grind, you could say, more of a Black and Grind album. Production's really good. I really love the murky production on this album, but yet it sounds very clean. Virus bombs on this album, along with the Final Absolution. But then you got such a really interesting song, Genetic Noose, which incorporates elements of even death, incorporates elements of even brutal death as well, especially with the really low guttural growls and even the breakdowns. Absolutely incredible song. I just love Dave's vocals on this album. One of the best performances by Dave as well. Shatter the fucking Imperium. Those fucking screams on that song are just absolutely incredible, along with the riffages as well. Overall, this is quite a catchy sort of album as well. There are just really some catchy melodic moments, but not as catchy as Endarkenment or Desideratum. But damn, this is a very solid album by Anaal Nathrakh, and a lot of people would have this at number 1. Next up is the Codex Necro. This is their debut album. I'll tell you what, this album is a black metal masterpiece. It's a black metal masterpiece. Absolutely fucking love this album. When humanity is cancer, frantic screams by Dave, the absolutely horrendous vocals. Submission is for the weak. A paradigm shift, which is very weird. I love how at times atmospheric this album is. The production is a whole lot better than Domine Non Es Dignus along with Eshkaton. A lot better than those albums, and overall it's a much more better sounding album than those albums. The songwriting is absolutely fantastic. I just really love this album, I really do. You could say this is probably one of the longest Anaal Nathrakh albums as well. Some songs are quite long, they average around about 5 minutes. And there's just so much happening on these songs. It's frantic, it's chaotic, and it's just a chaotic masterpiece. Okay, so this is when I really get tied up of what is the best album by Anaal Nathrakh. I'm gonna say Vanitas, yeah. So Vanitas comes in number 2. I just completely changed my album ranking just then. I got a fucking shirt. Absolutely love this album. This album's so damn good. It really is. Forging towards the sunset. Forging towards the sunset. That melodic chorus. This is definitely one of the most melodic albums, along with Endarkenment. I could say Endarkement's more catchy, but this is more melodic. Todos, siomos, obanados. Along with You Can't Save Me, So Stop Fucking Trying. That amazing choruses. And then you got Of Fire and Fucking Pigs. A Metaphor for the Dead. So many great songs off this album. Probably one of the best riffs. Probably one of the best riffs that Mick Kenny has ever done. And it's Make Glorious the Embrace of Saturn. Holy shit. The riffs, the chord progression on that song is one of the best songs by Anaal Nathrakh. Absolutely love the flow of the song. It's just so damn good. So it was my one album's grown on me so much. Vanitas was my favorite, along with Desideratum, but it's got to be in the Constellation of the Black Widow. So this is my number 1. This is the most darkest sounding album by Anaal Nathrakh. More black metal. Every single song is so chaotic and frantic, but yet so damn melodic. I love it. I love the riffs on this album. The Lucifer effect. Blood eagles carved on the backs of innocents. Those fucking vocal performances. I don't know how this man can fucking scream like that on that song. It's just absolutely incredible. So many incredible songs. To start off the album is In the Constellation of the Black Widow. It's fucking heavy. It's fucking chaotic. But then you got an amazing melodic chorus. Like In the Constellation of the Black Widow. It's incredible. And his screams on that song are absolutely amazing. Terror in the Mind of God. Terror in the Mind of God. More Fire Than Blood. Every single song is just amazing. It really is. And this is why it's my number 1. In the Constellation of the Black Widow is my number 1 Anaal Nathrakh album. And it could change next week. Remember, this list is completely subjective. I want you guys to comment below as well your favorite Anaal Nathrakh album. Do you agree or disagree with my opinion? Keep discussion going in the comment section below. And let me know if you're enjoying Endarkenment as well. And I will see you in the next one.